Well, good evening, guys. What is going on? Grant, what have you been up to, man?
Whew, it's winter time, son. The cold front came through last night. We had our officially, my phone showed 31 and I had frost. But officially at Paducah, where our closest weather station is, we still have not had our first freeze of the year yet, of the fall, of the winter time. So this will be the latest first freeze on record for around here.
Whew, man, that's that's a little bit. So we had a frost the other day, and it wasn't a frost like I didn't experience it here, but I was out, which we'll get into in a minute. I was out doing some hunting and shooting guns and stuff, and so I had to sight in my gun for that whole deal. In the process of it, I went out to this ranch and we were sighting in and everything, and they were telling me that down in the creek beds they had frost, and I don't remember the last time we've had frost, quite this early in the year. Sure, right. It's happened, but I don't remember it. Usually that's like a February thing.
Yeah. What's up, Wild Japan? Aon, Outdoors Fishing Dream, David Martin. Good to see you guys.
Good evening, guys. Hey, what's up, Edward? How are you doing, man? I was just about to check on you.
It's been a while.
What have you guys been up to? Let's get caught up here. It's our holiday season here for us now. So you guys who are joining us in the chat, I don't care if you're, Thailand, Malaysia, I don't care. That's all. We're all celebrating just for the sake of celebrating. So
what's up?
Hey, Janet.
What's up, Janet?
David said it was a month and a half ago he got his first frost. I can't imagine, man. It's 67 here right now. This cold front has been, I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of nice. Kind of enjoying like how just chill everything is. But that's still like we were complaining about being cold and everything this morning. It was a little chilly for us.
Yeah, it's 39 right now here.
Whew.
Yeah, it's just in time for duck season. It opens up Saturday morning. So we'll see what happens. It's perfect timing, yeah, no doubt. We just gotta find a spot and hopefully we get lucky. But yeah, it's supposed to be 24 Saturday morning, 18 Sunday morning, 21 Monday morning. It's gonna be a cold opening weekend for sure.
How's that gonna affect what you're doing?
I mean, it shouldn't be frozen, so should be okay. It'll just be staying warm, and we've got the propane heaters. So apple wine went sideways. Oh no, apple cider. Okay.
I got a wild hair last weekend. We went and did the Renaissance Fair with the family. Had a blast. It was a great time. Enjoyed it. It's the biggest Renaissance Fair in the United States. And so I got a wild hair after that trip, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna make my own rum because I have a thing for rum. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna start making my own. I've seen so many of these other guys do it. Wild Japan, all of the stuff that you're posting in the server. I'm like, I get really envious of that. So I've got everything that I need, everything that I think I need. It's all on an order on Amazon that I just haven't clicked the button on it yet. I'm making sure I'm double checking, make sure I've got the right yeast and the right nutrients or whatever the thing is, like I'm set. I'm sold. He's got me sold after everything he's been doing. And now that I'm set, I'm sold, and I'm just about to hit the button. He's telling me how his thing went sideways and it turned into apple cider vinegar. And I'm like, or was it just apple cider? I read apple cider vinegar, but he didn't actually say vinegar. Got me scared, man. You're making me nervous.
Yeah, looks like.
What's your trip, Edward? What are you doing, man? Dude, I've got a story we're going to get into in a minute. I had last weekend, so we went to Renaissance Fair 2 weeks ago. Last weekend, a couple days ago, was about the craziest weekend I have ever had. Like basically with hunting and fishing, YouTube channel stuff, it's the craziest weekend I've ever had. It was just, got a hunting trip planned out, was a phenomenal hunting trip, was really good, everything I needed it to be. And on the way home from that hunting trip, I got a phone call, hey, we're going offshore tomorrow. And so I had like a 48-hour just thing. If you saw the community post I had on my channel, 320 quart ice chests filled with meat. It took me like, I don't know, 18 hours to process all that meat. It took forever.
So supper will be meat. What's up, Andrew? Supper will be meat for days.
Yeah, I've got my season's quota. Like, I've already hit my quota. I'm probably good until about January or February. I take that back, because all the from the hunting trip, the meat that we got, I can't even process that until January. So I aged that, I boned it, and I bagged it out. I'm freezing it now, and then I got to take it in. We're gonna have hamburger and sausage and all that stuff made out of it. But I've got enough fish to last me until we do that.
Gotcha. Awesome.
Which is a great place to be in, because that means I'm going to be giving stuff away, and I like being in that position.
It's always good. There's always people that could use the extra food, especially meat.
Yeah. I get a lot of joy out of that. I really enjoy. I got a friend of mine lives up the street, and I got the gentleman who lives right behind me, both good guys. And I like it when I can go out and give them something that they can feed their families, and, like, give them, like, hey, take this meat, do this and this and this. It's an excellent recipe. Your family's going to love it.
Mm-hmm.
I love that conversation.
Heck yeah. What's up, Mark J. Larson?
Evening, Mark. Good to see you, man. Wild Japan saying, I'm going to try to dye ginkgo as I listen. So getting vinegar. I don't know anything about what you just said. Dyeing ginkgo and getting vinegar? You got me confused here. And then he says, just apple cider. I think I accidentally poisoned the yeast with too much sugar. Okay, so basically it was just too sweet. Killed the yeast so it didn't ferment. That's less scary. Kind of. Yes. Although I still have some apprehension now. Like, if you can mess it up, I guarantee I can mess it up worse. I don't know. I'm going to learn. Just got to jump in and do it.
Yeah, it's definitely something you have to learn.
Yeah. It's something I've wanted to learn forever too.
If the mess up turns into something beneficial in the long run, if you can use it as apple cider or vinegar.
Yeah. True that.
Gunpoint Llama, what's up?
Good to see you, man. We'll be talking about you here in a bit. I'm going to be off for night Walters here soon, but I figured I'd hop in for a few. Hey, man, appreciate you coming by. We are going to be taking a look, of course. So, spoiler alert, Gunpoint Llama, who on YouTube, he goes by the IowaFisherman, and there is a link in the description of this video below. So every time you hear me say IowaFisherman, we're talking about Gunpoint Llama, and his link is in the description down there because you want to check him out. He just caught the server record walleye, which is, that's one of those big time records to get. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to get like the biggest bluegill. That's kind of a cool thing. The biggest whiting, or, we got a gentleman that went out and caught like the biggest skipjack and some other stuff. That's just like, well, I did it just to do it. But getting the walleye, that's like right up there with the biggest redfish, the muskie, the, I don't know, the biggest flounder, stuff like that.
Definitely.
It was a solid 23-inch walleye, too.
I like it. I know we don't get the Michigan people in here like we used to, but
yeah, they were our walleye guys before Iowa.
I've seen Jerry. They've been wearing them out up there. Jerry Toner and a few other people. Yeah.
I'm still waiting on getting word from it's Fishing Direct LLC, is that right? Fishing Complete. The website that they, I don't know it off the top of my head, but yeah, the website for Fishing Complete. FishingCompleteInc.com. That's what it is. They told me they were going to send me a message about catching that shark on that bass lure. And if they don't email me, fine. I'm going to go out and catch a bigger one. And I'm going to keep doing that until I just completely destroy all of their lures.
Nice.
Can't wait to break 26. That's mass. Wow. Okay. So yeah, I didn't know that. And just for the record, on that 24 is mine. So probably not far behind whooping me on that. I have the master angler for drum, carp, rock bass. Walleye master angler will be next level. Yeah, you're not wrong about that. That's one of those. 26, I want to say when we're fishing Wisconsin, 27 is where those guys tell me that it's where you start to figure this might be something you hang on the wall. Like, I don't think you'd take a 27, but that's when you start thinking about it.
Right.
Which I'd never even thought about trophy mounting anything until basically when I met you guys. And then when I started doing freshwater fishing, when we went to Michigan that time, going to Wisconsin, that's when I started being like, oh man, if I got a good smallmouth or a, like a good walleye, I have to get that mounted. I'd love to have a monster muskie hanging on the wall.
Yeah, if nothing else, find somebody to do a fake version of it. A replica.
Yeah, exactly.
They look identical.
Why you never cut, dude? There's a lot of reasons. There's a lot of reasons that could be. For one, like when you're using artificial lures, you have to convince the fish that that's something worth eating. And that changes based on where the fish are, what the water temperature is, what are they eating. If there's a lot of insect larvae and stuff like that in the water, and they're just filling up on that, they get used to that. So if you have a lure that looks like a pinfish with a bunch of spines, they're going to just be like, no, that's not what they want. They want those insect larvae. That's what they're accustomed to, and they will literally look at your lure and just say nope. Like you got to pick the right lure. It's not as complicated as all that, but sometimes it is. And you just gotta kind of learn,
Yeah, and then there's days that crappie even won't bite a minnow, and then there's days they won't bite a lure.
Yeah.
You might not be tying your knot right to where the bait sets the right way in the water column. Stuff like that makes a difference. Where your knot sets on your hook.
I've had days where I dropped a lure like everybody on the boat. I see this all the time with my Uncle Perry because he's an absolute professional. We will take the same lure and drop it down, and I will even match his retrieve. Like I will do what he's retrieved. Sometimes that makes a difference. Like sometimes we'll both drop it to the bottom and I start reeling up and he'll just bounce it as he reels it. And he'll catch the fish. Or not only will he catch the fish, but he's notorious for always catching the biggest, best fish of the day. We'll drop the lures into the same school of fish, and he'll get a fish that's twice the size of what I get. Just because the retrieve is different. Or one time bass fishing, we were using, what's that? Is it pumpkin seed, that green color that they use on the soft plastics with the little fleck in it?
Yeah, pumpkin seed.
So we went fishing at the lake, and my brother-in-law, he's the one that taught me art of soft plastics, like pretty much period. Like everything I do with soft plastics was because of him or Grant here. And so we were casting up, and he was catching bass on every cast. We're using the same soft plastic. Both throw them up there and both in front of the same fish, but they would go for his. And the reason is because what he would do is we both cast it there, and he had a little bit more patience. And he'd let it sink, and he'd let it just sit there on the bottom, and then he'd give it a little twitch where I would reel it in a little bit and let it drop. He would just twitch it to where it just did that little thing on the bottom. And it looked complete. If you looked at it underwater, his looked completely like not offensive. It was not going to hurt you. These fish were kind of full. They were a little bit picky, and that didn't look intrusive at all. So that's what they were going for, like every single time. And it was just that little bit of difference made all the difference in the world. And he caught like all the bass that day.
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah, I've had days like that.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. Sometimes they're hungry and they'll go for anything, but sometimes you got to finesse them a bit.
Definitely. If you hit it just right, it doesn't matter what you throw. It's just your lucky day type of situation. But then there's other days where you got to figure it out. If you want to catch a fish, you got to figure it out.
Yeah. One of the best things you can do is like you learn a thing, you learn a retrieve, you learn a lure, you learn the water conditions, whatever the case is, something that works. Learn more than just that. And you need to be able to, like every fishing trip, you experiment with all the different things until you find the thing that works that day. Because it changes on a day-to-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different kind of patience. You got to have the patience to keep trying it, to change your lures, your temp. Yeah, exactly. Nailed it.
Like it.
I was this fishing trip that I was on last weekend. It was just myself and my uncle. Phenomenal learning experience. Just sitting there and getting to watch him and just going one-on-one. And we were using not necessarily the same lures, but it's really similar lures, really similar presentation. I was studying what he was doing. I was doing exactly what he's doing. He still whooped me. He still caught all the biggest fish. I did end up whooping him. Or I beat him on a mahi. We both hooked into a pair of mahi. They travel in pairs. He got the sow. I got the bull.
Okay.
Like that was to me. That's just like I got him. I got him on that catch. I got the bull, and then I lost it at the boat.
Dang it.
Yeah. But I learned a lot in that process, like that whole thing. I was happy about it. I got the video. I got him jumping out of the water. And Perry is excellent about this. After I lose the fish, he has zero fucks to give. So he took his phone and he's got the phone in my face and he's like, this is the look of a guy who just lost a great fish. He's like giving me a hard time. And I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I need. I need somebody who's willing to put a camera in my face when I'm pissed off and about to fling the rod overboard.
Very nice.
Yeah, I commend him on that.
So we've got 2 videos coming our way from the weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be like a to be continued back-to-back full thing. I'm actually filming a little bit more this week to kind of round it off a little bit because that's going to be, these 2 videos are going to be the end of our 8th season of fishing videos here on YouTube. I've got one more coming out before that. I've got it's in the editor's hands right now. And then I'll have these 2 coming out after that one, and that'll be the end of the season for us. And then I'll have some filler videos as we take a little bit of a break until we start things over again next year.
Nice.
So, yeah, slow lures. Like I have a real hard time with that one when it's a slow retrieve. But there are days when it's like that. I've been told several times, like, calm down, chill out, let the fish catch up to it.
Right.
Every day is different. Yeah, you'll be at the exact same spot, and tomorrow is going to be a different day. Moon phases will play into that. Where if you have like a cloudy night and then you have a full moon the next day, you could do the exact same thing, and it's not going to matter. Like that full moon is going to ruin you.
Right.
And it's daytime. You don't even think about it, but they do.
Oh yeah, I've been crappie fishing in the dark in the early morning, and as soon as it gets daylight, they stop biting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Sometimes super basic. When walleye fishing through a silver flash for 5 to 10 minutes, not even a sniff. Switch to alarm chartreuse and got hit on the very first cast. Well, the funny one we see down here a lot is we all love silver spoons. Like it looks like a minnow. Everything just destroys silver spoons down here. But every now and then, it's a gold spoon day. Like just
the difference.
Yeah. The lighting, if there's a lot of croaker running around and they want croaker, they'll go for that thinking it's croaker.
What's up, Kevin? Good to see you. How's the weather in Florida, Lakeland? I'm not familiar. Is that north or south? I think they were supposed to be getting some colder weather in the northern parts of Florida the next couple of days.
Ooh, you're supposed to go to Florida to get away from that.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, the main thing, like, and especially they're not always easy to catch, but if your name is Grant McIntosh, then it's easy. That one's all you, Grant. Tell them why they're easy to catch.
Because you can catch them on anything. I mean, a soft plastic worm would be my go-to. If I pick a lure for me to catch a bass on, I'm going to throw a red shad, 6-inch, 7-inch red shad worm, Alabama rig or Texas rig, whatever you call it, whichever one it is, with the inline weight at the front with the offset shank hook. Yep.
Yeah, so the shirt that Grant's wearing here is Sinister Baits. That's by a friend of ours. His name on YouTube is Yank Your Crank. And man, I wish he was in here tonight. But he makes lures, and he's going to start doing videos. He's going to start doing some more videos where he makes a crazy lure and catches a bass with that. And he made a lure that looked like a bowling pin being chased by a bowling ball and caught like a 10-pound bass on that thing. They are not too picky about what they eat.
I think he's actually going to either make a new channel for Sinister Baits or change his channel name. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was talking to him about that too. I don't know what direction he's going with it.
Yeah, I think he's trying to compile some videos and start off maybe in the spring. Get a backlog of videos.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Janet's going to throw the frog, the plastic or the rubber frog. She likes that top water.
Can't blame you there. There's nothing like a good explosion. Weather's good right now. A warm Thanksgiving this year. Then it'll be getting colder when we finish with the rain on Friday. So I'm a Texas guy, and I like my warm weather. That having been said, like at least right now when it's like 67, 68, I don't like how it's dark right now. I don't like how it's dark early. It gives me anxiety. But the cold right now, I'm doing all right with it. Thanksgiving at 67 degrees or something like that, I'm totally cool with that. But I swear, the second it starts going down into like 62, you're going to see me crying about it on here. I can't handle like lower 60s.
I'm ready for the cold basically because of duck season, but once it starts getting dark, I'm ready for bed. So it's rough. These 6 o'clocks, I'm ready to hit the hay. Get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Is there a spook? Okay.
I'm not familiar with that. I'm a silver spoon. Well, I talked about that already. It drives me up a wall that I can't go to Wisconsin and catch bass on the same thing I catch redfish and trout with here. It bothers me.
Oh yeah, catch them all night long.
God, 35. The dark, and that's just. I don't want to talk about it, man. I don't like this. I don't like that about this time of year. The dark and the cold.
Yeah, it's gonna be cold here too, Mark. The coyotes are already moving. I just had a picture of a coyote come through a few minutes ago. 608 coyote come through on camera.
Speaking of your camera, all right, I got to pull this up, Grant. So we were talking about what we were doing last weekend and everything. This is what Grant's been working on right now. Check this out. That's everything he's been catching on camera the past couple weeks. What can we expect from this?
Just if I can figure out how to get the memory card to transfer to my phone, I'd like to make a video. But basically, all these are just pictures that I've been downloading.
Do you have video of them?
They're on the memory card.
Okay.
But
that can be done. That might need to be a computer.
I just need to bring my laptop out there and see if it'll, because my laptop's so outdated. you know, it only does 1080p, and I think I know it's definitely high definition on those Tacticams. I don't know if it's 4K or not. But whenever I tried my little memory card reader that connects to my phone, it couldn't read the files right.
Yeah, that sucks.
But yeah, for now it's just pictures. The 10-pointer there in the middle, that picture there, I think one of those. Yeah, we don't have a recent picture. He broke that one side off. And we still
saw you. Is that not that middle lower picture of him?
It might be. That might be him. But yeah, there's some pretty bucks out there. They're just, you know, basically, I mean, they're good deer, but they're just not that next level that I want. Like, I actually ran into the farmer today that farmed the soybeans out there this year, and he showed me a picture of the buck he killed, and I said, now, if I seen something of that caliber, I would be excited and probably go buy my bow tags, because it was, I don't know if it was a 12 or a 14 pointer, but it was a nice looking deer with a lot of points. And he, you know, his farm's just down the road, but I had never seen that deer. He said he told me right where he shot him at, on top of the hill on his farm. But he was very nice. But all these deer are nice, you know. For if I had never shot one, any one of these would be a trophy to me. But since I've got 6 on the wall, I want something the next step above, you know, because I've always said I'm not gonna shoot a buck unless I'm gonna mount him in the first place. But yeah, they're pretty to watch, fun to watch. We've been driving out there still just about every evening and sitting and watching them. With the evenings we don't have anything going on. Been seeing a few ducks flying through there. Yeah, exactly. Trophy hunting, exactly.
I did this wrong. I should have shown my slides first and then yours, so I did my hunting trip. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Mine was, they weren't this caliber. But this was my weekend.
Oh, you got meat. You were meat hunting. You aren't trophy hunting.
Yeah.
There's a difference. Yeah, our shotgun season was this past Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that was one of the girls I'm friends with on Facebook. She said, shotgun season done in 10 minutes. Meat hunting, not trophy hunting. So I guess she shot the first thing that walked by.
Oh, man. So on that deer hunt, for one, I've got so much to say about it. I had a blast doing this, but it was this ranch out here about 45 minutes, I guess, west of here. Anyway, so they feed them. They feed all the deer and everybody out there. And so I wasn't used to that. And they put us in a blind. I've never done a blind before. So we're sitting there. It's me and my dad. My dad came along just so we could have some fun with it. And it was cool. It was cool that we got to hang out because, you know, my thought is like, we're going to sit in the blind. We could be hanging out here for 45 minutes or 2 hours or something. We're patient. I don't even care how long it is. Now we can talk, we can hang out, you know, do that whole thing. We were out there for, I'm not gonna do any spoilers because I'm super excited about the video, but it was a very short amount of time. And I was not expecting a lot of the things that I saw. As an example on that, if you want to check out, if you want to have some fun and see like what kind of weird experience it was for me, I just put out a shorts video about us tracking a third deer that I actually I didn't hit. I thought I did, and I didn't. So we were tracking it, and we had a very unique experience with that. And you can check out the shorts video if you want to kind of get a glimpse of what that weekend was like. But then that was on the way home from that hunting trip is when we went out, and that's when I got the phone call to go do the fishing trip with my uncle over here, and had an awesome time with that too. And again, that's the 3 ice chests of meat that I filled.
That's awesome.
A lot of work. I'll never do that again. But it was a blast. Like I enjoyed every minute of it. I'm appreciative. I just don't want to put myself through. Yeah, I was getting nervous about losing meat, and I don't like feeling that way.
Yeah, probably. You hate to waste any animal.
Yeah. And what we actually were talking about was after I was like 2 ice chests down, I had the 3rd one to go, and I was like, it was all the I had to bone them down. I had to bone down the whole carcass, and I was like, God, like the whole reason I do this is to save, not to save money. I want to like collect meat, but I want it to be where it's kind of cost effective, you know, at least a little. And in the end, it is when you get a little bit of YouTube revenue and when you get the experience and you get the meat, it ends up being worth it, in my opinion. The experience, the whole 9 yards. But I'm kind of like, I want the hamburger to end up being cheaper than what I would pay for meat at the grocery store. I try to be like that. Gotcha. And it kind of got to the point where I was like, I really like, I don't want this to go to waste. I'm exhausted. I feel like I'm going to hand this off to the whatever the meat guy is up there and let them bone it for me. And I ended up not doing that, but I was at that point where I was just like, oh, I'm going to let these guys do this. I'm just going to take the hit on it. Right. And I don't like that feeling. Like I like doing all this stuff myself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've only had a deer processed once, and the steaks, and it just tasted too gamey. I don't think we got our deer type of thing. You know, I think they just give you some meat.
Yeah, that's exactly what they do.
The summer sausage is good. You know, I like some sausage, some cheese and sausage. It's good stuff. But yeah, I'm not much on the deer steaks. I'd rather just make jerky out of most of it myself.
Rachel took the back straps and the tenderloin. The rest of it, we're all going to have ground up for hamburger and sausage. And she likes the hamburger for chili and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm the same way. We don't really do steaks or a chuck or anything like that. Thank you, Aeon. I appreciate that. Oh, so to be totally honest about that, Aeon, I tried to get that barracuda. I was gunning for him, and the only reason he was in the boat is because I wanted to eat that barracuda. He kept stealing fish from us, but it was my uncle who ended up catching it because the experience we were talking about earlier, he just knew a little bit more about what that fish was going to do, and he was able to get that bait in front of him just a little faster than I was.
Yeah, that's neat. Yep, very good pictures. That's some pretty fish for sure.
It was a fun one, man. It was a good one. I'm going to have a lot of fun editing down this video.
Yeah. Was that 2 different ages on the does? It looked like they had 2 different colors. Or did you pay attention to that? Like, did you look at their teeth or anything? See?
No, I didn't even know. To be honest with you, I was a little embarrassed. Since we had 2 of them, we were dressing them out at the same time. And we were with a guide, a new friend of mine, and he smoked me on dress. You know, it's been 8 years since I've dressed one. But I mean, it was just embarrassing. Like, I was rusty. You could tell. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I looked like a rookie, and he had his whole thing down in like 10, 15 minutes. Probably took me 25, 30. It was dumb. So, yeah, I didn't know. I wasn't paying attention to any of that. I got the 2 biggest does that I could find out of the herd. And I got good, clean shots off on these 2. The third one was a little farther away, and I got apprehensive because my gun is not sighted in. It wasn't sighted in at that time. Now, I've been dead nuts with it for 10 years, so I've never had an issue. But it's been over a year since I sighted it in. I got really apprehensive about that for such a long shot. It wasn't even that long. It was like 50 yards, but I was apprehensive about it. So I went for a headshot on the third and missed that. Actually missed 2 headshots on him.
Dang it.
Yeah. Which is, I think, the first time I've ever missed anything with that gun, to be honest with you. Because it's dead nuts. I went and sighted it in the entire rest of that afternoon just to get that thing sighted in. And the ammo I had sucked. I'm not fond of the ammo. I'll never buy. I don't remember the brand. I think it's American Whitetail or something, but I'll never buy that brand again.
Gotcha.
You have a brand of ammo that you go with?
No, I don't have. The only rifle I've got is a 22. I shoot CCIs out of it. No,
I was using the 30-30, and I'm not as picky with it as I feel like I should be. But with bullet prices going up, I keep going for cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. And I didn't have I was using, I don't know. I was using middle line ammo for the deer. And then I went to sight it in, and I got the cheapest ammo possible because I'm like, I'm just going to blast through a whole box, just sight it in. Right. And then and in doing that, I couldn't get a grouping within 5 inches. It wasn't like that, but the whole thing was 5 inches of grouping. And I used to be able to pop dimes with that gun, and I swear it's because that ammo I got was just, I sighted in with crappy ammo, and in hindsight, I'm like, God, that's such a dumb move.
Yeah, we had a buddy sight his gun in a couple weeks ago. It didn't take very long. I think he might have took 6 shots and had it pretty dialed in.
Yeah.
Federal, yeah.
Yeah, so I got a box of Federal, and my idea, stupid, it was a dumb idea, but my idea was I'm going to buy the Federal, and there was 1 or 2 others. I don't know why I have a variety. I know that I need to get it dialed in on a single round and maintain that. I just, with the, every time I go to the store, the bullet prices are 20% higher. And so I'm stockpiling the cheapest ammo that I can get. And it's just, I've got the wrong mentality. It's dumb. Honestly, I wish I could sell all the ammo that I got, start over, and just stick with Federal. Stick with one thing. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'm a little upset about it, to be honest with you.
Yeah, you want to have some good ammo for the zombies, for sure.
Mm-hmm. I got a big old box of 40 cal. Simply for that, just to blast through whatever. If I ever need to blast through something and I don't have to aim, got a whole box of stuff to go through. I tell you what, taking a look at pictures and all that, it's about that time. What do you say we take a look at everybody else's pictures, see what they were getting up to last week?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Last 2 weeks, actually. We're going to be looking at 2 weeks worth of photos here. And we're going to crown 2 victors. So these are our photos of the week, of course. If you're not already, you need to join us on the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. This is where we get all of our pictures from. We like to enjoy everything that you are doing vicariously when, we don't have the opportunity to do so. There is a link in the description of the video down below.
All right.
Starting off with these guys who just get out into fresh air.
Some beautiful scenery.
Yeah. Wild Japan says that is, I'm going to pull it back up here. That is the 3rd most beautiful waterfall in Japan.
Nice.
He hadn't worked his way up to the 1st, I suppose.
Yeah, those fish, the koi, and
and that little pond over there.
That's pretty. It's a beautiful picture.
Yeah, it is.
I am Sammy. That's a pretty picture as well. Very nice.
Not gonna lie, the colors, the fall colors, that's pretty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I like my summer and spring, but that's pretty.
Good shots.
And kicking things off, we got Bailey and Fish Guy Josh giving us a big old drum and a bunch of mallards.
Yeah, I missed that picture of all the ducks. I saw somebody else, Tigers fan maybe. So there were some ducks, I missed that one.
I think that one's coming up. I think I know the one you're talking about. I think that was Bailey also. Tigers fan, he is in here. He's got some stuff going up. I think he was going after deer.
Maybe that's what it was. Yeah, he got him at 8. There we go.
Wild Japan says he's going to go on that. This is the third most beautiful waterfall in Japan. He said he's going to go to the first in January. Looking forward to seeing that.
No doubt. Good job on the fish and the ducks.
Yeah. And also Fish Guy Josh, that shot laying down next to the fish like that, dude, kudos. That's his son, I think, doing that.
Yeah, it's a big
great
fish.
shot though.
Gee, llama.
All kinds of fun stuff going on here. Dark Soldier getting into some good shots of the deer out there. Flip was all over the place. He got himself a waitlister award for all the fishing that he's been doing. Lithuania fisher getting out there, inclement weather be damned. And then G Llama has been out there just in the wild enjoying nature, and I don't know what that is, but it is officially the most adorable photo on the server.
I'd say surely he got some snuggles from it.
Yeah. I imagine that's probably like possums for us or something.
Yeah, he's in Australia, isn't he?
Yeah.
So it's like some type of marsupial or something.
Yeah.
Got the big.
He also had a bunch of like frogs, spiders, cicadas, like a bunch of other nature stuff. He's been working outdoors. I think they're working on building fence lines or something. So he's seeing a lot of nature. He's out there, and it's like summertime for them. He's seeing a lot of stuff. Neat to see.
There we go. Nice little mixed bag of meat.
Yeah, all kinds of stuff just across the board. There's Tigers fan with the buck that he got.
Yeah, that's right.
Poor guy. Hey, he's feeling like this is one of the reasons we do what we do. So he's feeling a little bummed out because the season is coming to an end for him. He's been all excited about it. I feel your pain on that. I completely understand. I'm a fishing guy, and so we're coming to we're coming to a close on the fishing season for what we do here, and we got your back, man. I completely understand. It's going to be depressing for a little bit here, until next year when we do it all over again. You need a shoulder to cry on or anything, we got your back on that, man. Whatever you need. That's what the server's for.
Yep, some nice deer, nice pronghorn antelope down there.
That's a great shot, by the way, Huntsman. Obviously, you want to get a great shot for a kill like that. Fantastic job.
Mm-hmm. Good stuff.
And then we got Rupert
wearing them out.
Yeah, this is multiple days worth of fishing. And obviously managed to get himself into this big bull red in the bottom right corner. And he said that a friend of his has caught this fish before. They're comparing photos, and they got the same marking, like how the tail is all torn up.
Right.
And they were talking to another guy, like a guide that they know or someone they went out with, who also had pictures of this fish. Like they confirmed that all three of them had caught the same fish before.
Huh. He just likes eating the lure and getting thrown back, huh?
Yeah, what Rupert was saying was that they have a suspicion that because his tail is all mangled, he has a harder time getting food to eat. So he's a little more prone. Like he doesn't learn his lesson from catching lures. He's just a little bit more hungry.
Right. He's starving.
Yeah.
Mhm. Neat.
Yeah. So that was kind of not something I'd ever thought about before.
Yeah, he doesn't have that extra propulsion from this full tail, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Still managed to get that big though. Good for him.
Definitely.
And then talking about redfish, you can't have that conversation with that our guy. We go fishing, doing his thing, and trying to put me in my place.
They've been wearing the fish out. They got that new boat.
Yep, exactly. And they're over in Sabine,
tearing them up.
And he did just release the video for this entire fishing trip, so there is a link in the description to that video if you want to check it out. It's worth checking out. It's he does good work. It's good videos. He's putting a lot of work into them, and of course, massive reds.
Yeah, they were catching what 27. Well, you got to throw them back if they're 28, or they was catching the perfect size right at 27.
Yep. And what they caught them all in like 90 minutes or something. It was all back to back.
Yeah, and then they even lost some. I think she had one snapper line.
Mm-hmm.
Good video, guys.
Yeah, it's whatever. Kudos to you guys. I did enjoy it. I'm like, I'll be honest. It was good, fine. I'm just jealous. Then we got DT, Goose with a Gun, Daiwa Enjoyer, Nick G, and Firefly.
Nice variety.
Yep. I think DT had said something. That was the first hunting trip they'd been on, or the first non-whitetail hunting trip, something like that. It was something unique for them. But congratulations on that. That's a good haul. Good meat.
Yeah. Kind of look at his shotgun. Looks like the dang single shot almost.
Let's see. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? And he also looks like a guy who appreciates his own ammo, unlike myself. And we had him here a minute ago. I think he had to go to work. Gunpoint Llama, or on YouTube, is the Iowa Fisherman. And again, there is a link in the description down below in case you want to check out his channel. He's going to be, I assume he's going to be doing a video about this stud, massive server record walleye.
Very nice.
Look how fat that thing is, man.
Yeah, that's a healthy walleye for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he was getting tons of them too. I think he said this was the first time he's ever bagged out on walleye. He caught a limit.
Oh, he's figured it out then, huh?
Dialed it in.
Good job.
Yeah. I think he's either at work right now or he's out fishing again.
Yeah, it looked like he said he was going fishing.
Yeah.
Trying to catch some more walleye.
He said it was only like 39. So it's not even cold for him yet.
Right. As long as it's not 32 or below and ice is forming in your eyes of your rod, you're good.
I don't know about all that. Is that the one you were talking about there with Bailey?
No, that's not even the other duck picture I seen, I don't think. That's a nice load there too. I might have seen that one. Been a week or so ago. Yeah, everybody else's seasons either opened up this past weekend or have been open for a while. We're one of the later seasons to open coming up. Very nice spread. I'm jealous of that. That's what I want to see. A couple geese and a whole stack of ducks.
The variety, that's what stands out to me. That's what I want. It's the variety.
Yeah, man, It should be good if we can get a spot to go. We don't have a permit. We don't have an actual pick until December 10th, I believe, is our first pick. But we're going to go for standby and try to hope that some people that have permits don't show up and we get a decent spot. But man, this cold front coming through should be the perfect timing.
Anybody want to keep an eye on that? Link in the description down below to Grant's channel. He's got all kinds of fun stuff coming up. You saw the bucks. Now he's got deer hunting coming up. Check it out.
Mystic.
All right, so that's a decent spread of redfish that Mystic's got there. That's some good stuff. But I gotta say, when I went out last weekend, we were targeting wahoo, and we didn't get a wahoo. Mystic, I don't like getting smoked on wahoo, but I'll own it. He smoked me on this one. You deserve a pat on the back. I don't ever want to see it again. But today is your day. You can have this one. That's a heck of a fish, man.
Very nice. Did he get a tape on that one, or?
No, he didn't. Should have. Would have been a server record. Just because I did not get one last weekend.
Heck, that Terry B we met in Wild Japan's live stream.
He's out right now, right?
Yeah, sounds like he's somebody you need to hook up with too.
Oh, I did. I got in touch with him immediately. We subscribed to each other's channels and left a couple of comments on each other. I think he's out fishing right now, so he wasn't able to be too communicative. But we're going to be talking. When he said he was going to Flower Gardens, I immediately was like, whoa, that's a for real trip. I think that's like a 7-hour trip.
I remember you putting some comment in there that made me think that was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's a big, I have not done a run that big. Like I want to say where we go is maybe a third of the way out to that.
Okay. So it's way out in the Gulf.
Yeah, way out there. Yeah, dude. Speaking of which, so like my notifications are a little messed up from time to time, and Wild Japan, I talked to you about that. Like I don't know why it is. I wasn't subscribed to your channel. I promise that wasn't intentional, but because of that, I subscribed as soon as I saw that. But now it's going to be a bit before the notifications start to roll in on your videos. I needed Grant to let me know that you were going live, so thank him. He's the one that notified me. And man, I'm glad you did, Grant. Thank you for that, because running into Terry B and also the stream itself, a lot of fun getting to sit there and watch you do all of that. So thank you.
Yeah, I definitely. If it's somebody that, that's always in our chat that goes live, especially Wild Japan, I'll try to share it in our behind the scenes group chat. Make sure if you're not busy, you can pop in there.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I like sharing that stuff out. Like if I'm going to be in somebody's chat, I enjoy jumping in. If somebody's doing a live stream fishing, I enjoy jumping in on that. And if I'm going to jump in on the chat on something, like I'll share it out. I put it out on the community tab on my channel. I like being a part of that.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put my little clamp so I can go live stream. Duck hunting.
Yeah, I don't know what that is, but whatever it is, it looks like high-tech stuff.
Oh, it's a $7 from Amazon, but
works for me. I like that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it holds the phone pretty good.
Ah, I dig that. Yeah. I don't have mine on me. I can't show up. Mine's well, it's the typical GoPro one, similar, but yours has a lot more reach to it than mine does.
Yeah, with the Otter box or whatever kind of box, the bigger box, it's hard. Like even my gimbal, I have to take the case off.
Mm-hmm. I have that problem with a lot of those things. Yeah, it's a pain. I don't like doing it. I don't want to hurt the phone.
Right.
All right, and guys, we are down to the final 3 weeks of our 2024 Wall of Fame Photographer of the Week. That having been said, we did not get to announce our winner for last week, so first and foremost, let's do that. The winner was, of the options that we had, Rupert, for that awesome redfish that he got, and of course it was Huntsman, We Go Fishing, and Tigers fan who are rounding out the best photos for last week. So congratulations on that, Rupert, man. That's a hell of a catch and a great photo.
Very nice.
And of course, he joined our 2024 Wall of Fame. We've got 3 spots left. I think it's going to be 2 or 3. I'm not sure. It's 2 or 3 spots left before we close this thing off for the end of the year. So tonight we are going to choose our winner for who's going to be taking the Photographer of the Week award tonight. And your options are Ye Mystic, Bailey, and VZV. I think that's how you pronounce it. With a pike that we didn't even spend a whole lot of time talking about. If he had a tape on it, that would also be a server record. Unfortunately, he didn't. But he got a great photo. And now it's time for you guys in the chat. Let us know who needs to be joining the 2024 Wall of Fame. I'm making my decision now here.
Yep.
So I'm going to say right off the bat here, Ye Mystic got himself an awesome wahoo. But I was also fishing for wahoo, and I'm not about that, so I'm going to vote for a vase.
I had to go for the stack of waterfowl there with the dog in the background and sitting there.
Yeah, that's and the pose, the dog's pose. He's got like
the dog's just like, I did that.
Yeah,
I got
exactly.
all the geese.
He does have that look.
I like the light setup on the front of that boat too. That's a bunch.
Caught my attention as well.
Light bar on the front and on top.
All right. You Mystic, I'm giving you a hard time, man. I am actually going to cast my vote for that wahoo. It is a sick fish.
So you got lucky if you're watching that those light bars gives yours some competition. Just have 2 little ones, 2 little lights, like the 4s.
That's what you have?
Yeah.
I've got 2 of like little 6 or 8s, and I got them, God, like 4 years ago. Remember, like when we were really hitting the Amazon review thing circuit? Yeah. We'd like, there used to be, you know what I'm talking about, like the Placino and all of that fun stuff. I got a thing to review lights, and I was like, well, all right, I'll review some lights. And they were cool, but I never installed them on anything. I didn't know what to do with them, but I've still got them. They're still sitting back on the shelf over here, and I'm like, you know what? I'm getting close to getting that John boat all finished out here. I think I'm going to go ahead and install those on the John boat. That'd be a good spot for it.
Yeah, that's actually up. That video's actually still gets views every now and then where I put those lights on my boat. It's one of my, I'd say it's in the top 30 videos anyways.
Love those. I thought about I was going to film one last night about a knife sharpener, and I backed out of it because I kept screwing up my knives because I'm not good at sharpening knives. It turns out they all came out good, but I thought the whole time I was ruining them. So I should have filmed it. I don't know. I ended up not doing it. Maybe I'll do it now.
There you go. We've got 10 people watching and only 5 votes. So get your vote in. We're about to call it. It looks like B's run away unless we can get these other 5 people to vote otherwise.
Going to give you about 30 seconds to cast your vote. Who needs to be added to our 2024 Wall of Fame? Your options are Ye Mystic with a big old wahoo, Bailey with just a slew of waterfowl, or a VZV with one of the biggest pike we've ever seen in the server.
Very nice. Very nice.
And you got about 20 seconds to cast that vote. Thank you, Janet.
And she just confirmed B is the winner for this week.
I think it is. That is it. Unless somebody comes pouring in, we're going to go ahead and call it. It is Bailey who is running away with it with a solid freaking haul. Congratulations, and keep up the great work. We want to see more from you. Heck of a job. All three of you guys deserve a huge pat on the back. Also, a big pat on the back to our weekly Waitlister Award winners. That is Wild Japan, Laker Toucher, Rupert, Truman WV, We Go Fishing, Flip, Goose with a Gun, Flyer Fly, and DT. Guys, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing everything that you have for us in the next week when we do this all over again next Tuesday.
Yes, yes. Hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and gets your bellies full and sleeps well.
That's right. Go out and enjoy yourself. Go have an amazing week. Go have a wonderful weekend. Catch you again when we do it on Tuesday. Y'all
Have a great
good
week.
night. Oh, shoot. I messed it up. Sorry. 1 second. I'm rusty. Oh, where is it?
Good.
Here. I suck at this. Oh, my apologies. Here we go. Good night, guys.